Hello everyone, we are in lecture 8. We will talk about histogram. I'm your instructor, Ms. Laura Lowe. That will be the last lecture in week 3. In today's lecture, we will talk about two different kinds of distribution, and we see how to visualize two kinds of distribution. And we talk about proportion as area. Let's talk about distribution. Before defining what are distributions, let's talk about some terminology first. The first one, we need to know what are individuals. We use that a lot in this class. So individual, those whose attributes are recorded. On the other hand, the individual actually in earlier our table data set example, they represent for each row. So you can see they can be the player, NBA player, we have the salary information, right? And also in our actors tables, we have the individual actor is each actor. Or our top 10 movie. So the top 10 movie, actually the individual will be movie. So individuals, they are the attribute recorded as an entity. So each individuals, they have all attributes from our tables. So each attribute, that the other hand, that's column, we can call variable as well. So each column, or we say the variable, they can be numerical attribute or categorical attribute. So they all have different values. Each individual has exactly one value for each attribute. So the distribution we talk about actually is according to different variable, or we say the different attribute. So those attributes for different value of the variable, the frequency of the individual has that value is what we try to observe from distribution. What does that mean? For example, we talk about the movies table, right? So different movies, they have different studios. And in our survey, the students survey to ask about how many hours you sleep. So then we can see how many students over 8 hours, or we have how many students sleep exactly 7 hours or 6 hours. Or you see in the NBA table, we have different players, their position. So then the frequency of the individual has that value is the distribution we want to see. And also from that distribution, we can see how the data kind of located and how they look like. So more about distribution. So in each individual, they have exactly one category for exactly one attribute. So all the value from that attribute will percent add up to 100%. For example, here is the survey. We asked for US adult. We asked them how often they will be online. So you can see they have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 different categories. They need to choose from one of that. So they have never online, less often, several times a week. Here actually is daily. Okay, so about once a day. Then you have several times a day or almost constantly. So when we make this category, they have the distribution that distribution look like that. So since we have each individual has one value for that category, so then we just count how many individuals in that category. So you can see here, and this one actually we already calculate as a percentage. So they add to 100% because each individual, they need to choose exactly one category. So then here you can see they online daily more than 80%. Okay, so here actually is the total is 85%. So 3148 plus 6, this one is daily 85%. So that's kind of is a distribution for your attribute. But sometimes for our survey, we ask a question, right? So the result may not be a distribution. Okay, for example, here is the percent of survey respondents on a major reason they would find it difficult to quarantine themselves for at least 14 days. That's during COVID time. Okay, so then you can see here they do have some choice, but each respondent can pick more than one answer. So that's why even we do have exact category for them to choose, since they can do more than one. So that's why you add more than 100%. So even you do the bar chart to represent each category how many percent, but they are more than 100%. So this one actually we don't really say they are a distribution, because some people may choose only one answer, some people choose more than one answer. So after we understand the distribution, right, since each attribute can be either categorical or numerical attribute, so we do have categorical distribution and numerical distribution. So the first one, let's talk about the categorical distribution example. At the end of lecture 7, we introduced the bar chart. Right, the bar chart actually is the best chart we can display the categorical data. So the bar chart to display all the values of the variable along with all their frequency. So the bar chart is one bar for each category. So you can choose the order of the bar. You can choose the order of the bars. That means sometimes depends on how you sort your data, right? So maybe you can according to the movie title, you see, so then that's the order. Or you want to be according to their gross sale, so then that's the order of bars will display different. But the length of bars always represent the percent of the individual in that category, or just the count, or just the frequency. The most important thing actually, that's mean the frequency. So you can represent as a count or a percentage. Okay, so let's see the example. Right, we still go back to the example we show you at the end of last lecture. We have the top movie from 2017 data. Okay, so that's why you can see the top movies. So here they using the adjust the gross sale to do the sorting. So then last lecture actually we displayed the bar chart according to the title and the gross. So let's maybe do something else. So how about we have the studio information? Okay, so since we have the studio information, let's work on that 200 title here. We want to see from that 200 movies, how many movies from each studio. Yeah, we can do that, right? Okay, so one thing is, let's see here, we just select only the studio. So here we just want to show you, if you only select studio only, they only display the studio. But you can see kind of how many studio here, but they didn't display the whole thing. So then one thing is, yeah, we still didn't see how many studio from this table, right? Okay, so the next one we want to show you is another function we call group. Okay, we know actually it's not every movie from different studio. Okay, so sometimes the studio, you see they repeat. So that means the MGM have multiple movie. Fox have more multiple movie. So we just see here total how many studios we have. So this one actually is very easy in order to kind of actually we say group. If you want to see the frequency for each category, how many movies we have here from each studio. So we just do from the original data. Okay, so then you just group with the studio. Okay, so after you group the studio, they just put frequency for the movie for each studio. Yeah, so that's why you see they have the count for that. Okay, so different studio, they have different frequency, different how many movies for each studio. Again, we say if you don't specify, they only display the first 10 row, right? So you have 13 row of needed. So that means total they have 23 studio in this table. Yeah, that's very nice to see the table, to see the number. But one thing is we still want to have better visualization, right? So which chart we should choose to display how many movies for each studio? Yes, that's the categorical attribute. So the bar chart will be the best choice. So that's why we're just using our studio table, right? The same thing, we just do the bar chart. So then we, according to the studios, the name of studio, right? Okay, so then here, yeah, then you will see here. Like earlier we said, we have 23. So that's easier for you to see. Okay, so then we have 23 studio. So actually they already, according to the name, yeah, they already do the alphabetic order. So if we want to compare, for example, MGM with Disney, okay, so MGM with Disney, okay, so then you can compare with that. Now we can see Disney is long, bar is longer, so we definitely know Disney has more movie from the Disney. Okay, so this one actually they just automatically, because you group by the studio, they just using the alphabetic order, sort ascending order. But then if you want, okay, see it, let me show you here. For the x-axis is the count on how many movies from that. Okay, so that's one way. But if you want to do different, like we say, you can decide the order for your bars, right? So here, they according to the name of the studio. So if you want, how about we just want to see, we want to start from the studio have more movie. Okay, so then, right, you can do that. Okay, so what we will do is we just sort our result. Okay, so here our studio still using this table. We sort according to, we want to have more movie display first. So that's why we are called sort according to the count. Okay, so then since we want to have more, right? So default is ascending order, so we make descending order. So again, we create the bar according to the studio. Okay, so that's why here you will see differently. They will have the have more movie movie produced studio display first. Okay, so until the last movie. Okay, of course their x-axis still is the count. Yeah, so that's important. Actually it's easier to see from the bar chart to see the data distribution. And also one thing you can see for the bar chart is very important. You see each category data, they have, if we say this one is height, so the height is the same. Okay, so we want to make sure our visualization, the data has the meaning thing. And also you see here area, the area of the bars kind of represent the frequency as well. So that's why you see the length using the count. So then the height, because for each category, we need to make sure they are actually the Python did make them the equal height. So that's correct. Because we want to have the area also kind of represent the same mathematical meaning. So that's why your area with the same height. So then the width represents the frequency. So that's why from visual, for people human see visually, they will really see, oh yeah, we do have more movie from Paramount compared to Disney. Yeah, so that's our categorical distribution. Yeah, if you have any question, I know you cannot ask me right away. We are not interact, but you are feel free to post your question in the discussion, or you can discuss with your group member. Yeah, of course you can email me as well, but I do prefer you guys discuss with your peer and post your question in the discussion so everyone can see that.